Welcome everyone. My name's Rachel and I'm the Project Manager for the Greater Manchester Alcohol Exposed Pregnancy Programme. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. It's great to see so many of you here. We're here to launch Birthday, which is a short film that raises awareness of alcohol harm during pregnancy and fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. But before we do that, I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about how Birthday came about. In May 2019, Greater Manchester Health and Social Care Partnership launched the Alcohol Exposed Pregnancy Programme. This was a pilot programme in Bury, Rochdale, Oldham and Tameside and aimed at reducing alcohol harm in pregnancy and ultimately preventing new cases of fetal alcohol spectrum disorder in Greater Manchester. The programme has tested a range of interventions to prevent alcohol harm in pregnancy. These include pre-pregnancy interventions that were delivered in drug and alcohol services, women's centres and lifestyle services, interventions delivered during maternity such as routine alcohol screening, advice and support, and increased access to contraception post-pregnancy, and also enhanced support for women and partners who are perhaps struggling to stop drinking during pregnancy. This work has been underpinned by our award-winning Drymester public awareness campaign. This was a campaign developed in partnership with C21 to raise the awareness of alcohol harm in pregnancy to both the public and professionals in a non-judgmental way. The campaign and the supporting resources that come with it have been adopted both across the UK and globally, and they continue to be used to support parents to go alcohol-free during pregnancy. We've worked with a range of stakeholders in our pilot areas, including families and people affected by FASD. Quite early on in the programme, when we were talking with our stakeholders, it became apparent that they were really keen that the messages around alcohol harm in pregnancy are communicated to young people early. And this was largely because lots of young people are not aware of the risks of alcohol in pregnancy and certainly not aware of FASD. To do this, we were keen to find a way to get the message to young people in a non-judgmental and engaging way. One of our commissioners had previously worked with Oldham Theatre Workshop, and they introduced us so we could start having discussions how we might use theatre to take this message into schools. Oldham Theatre Workshop were really engaged with this idea and worked with our stakeholders and attended training to ensure that they had an understanding of the issues and the message that we were trying to convey. We worked closely with them and our stakeholders and produced a short play called Birthday. The play was seen by over 5,000 young people in schools and youth settings. It was so well received and evaluated by the young people and the teachers that we were keen to find a way that we could take this play to a wider audience and make it more accessible and make it more sustainable for the future. With this in mind, we worked with Oldham Theatre Workshop to adapt Birthday to a short film that could be used by schools and youth settings in the future alongside educational resources. I'll hand you over now to James, who can tell you more about that process and about Birthday. Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel, and hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is a really exciting day for us here at Oldham Theatre Workshop because we finally get to share with you all and launch Birthday, the film that we've been working on now for well over a year. And in fact, the project as a whole takes us back even further than that. I'm James Atherton. I'm the Artistic Director of Oldham Theatre Workshop. We're part of Oldham Council. We sit in the Heritage Libraries and Arts Service. I'm also the Director of Birthday. And although you're here today to learn about the film, I'd like to first just take a couple of minutes to take you back through the journey of Birthday from the beginning. Sarah Nelson, who's our writer, she's going to, in about 20 minutes or so, talk to you specifically about the processes that we went through to invent, create and develop the story of Birthday. So I'll leave that bit to her. But as Rachel said, our partnership with the AEP programme began in 2019 and we were commissioned to produce a brand new piece of theatre that would tour secondary schools across Oldham, Bury, Tameside and Rochdale. Specifically, the aim of the project was to raise awareness amongst young people of the impact of drinking alcohol during pregnancy. So at the beginning, we spent a lot of time learning about the issues. We did a lot of research. As Rachel said, we attended the training. And then thinking about the best ways that these could be discussed, raised, or communicated with young people. We then went into rehearsals with the actors and the creative team, and we booked up a tour across the 4 boroughs. One of the things that we always consider when working on projects like this is, how do we know if we've made an impact? So with Birthday, we devised a very simple before and after questionnaire. So before they watched the play, we asked the young people to answer a few questions. Essentially, do you know what the terms FASD and AEP mean? And how much alcohol is it safe to drink during pregnancy? We then performed the play, which lasted about 45 minutes. And afterwards, we ran a short workshop with the young audience where we really tried to connect some of the specific learning points with the characters and moments from the story that they just watched. And then finally, before we left the schools, we asked them to turn over their card and to answer the questions on the back. The same questions again, but with an additional one, which was, to what extent would their future choices be informed by what they'd seen today? At the end of the tour, we collated all of these responses, and here are the results. So 5,052 people in total saw the live theatre piece, and 4,032 of those completed or partially completed feedback forms. The total number of young people who knew what the terms FASD and AEP meant before the performance and workshop was only 122. The flip side of that was that the total number of young people who knew what these terms meant after the performance and workshop was 3,788. 1,963 people knew that you shouldn't consume any alcohol during pregnancy, and they knew that before the workshop. After the workshop, 3,902 people knew that. And finally, the total number of young people who felt that what they'd learned during this performance or workshop would inform their future choices was 3,758. And I think there is really the key piece of feedback for us that really validates the type of approach that we made, where we had a strong emotive connection from nearly all of the audiences that we performed the piece for. And we very much do believe that when people connect their learning through story and with characters, that lasts for a long time. It lives with them for years afterwards, and the learning therefore remains sort of powerful and relevant to them. So hopefully that gives you all a bit more context as to why we're all here today at the Birthday film launch. We had a really great time when we went out to schools and performed the piece live, and a great response from all of the young people. And we are really looking forward to Birthday, the film, doing exactly the same again, and to thousands more young people having the opportunity to learn about the impacts of drinking alcohol during pregnancy. Before I move us on to the next section, we'd just like to ask you to share any thoughts and feelings and responses from today on social media. And hopefully on the screen now are coming all of the right Twitter addresses so that you can do just that. I'll make sure that they come up a little bit later on as well. Next, we're going to play you a short film which really does underpin the importance of this work.
Hi there, I'm Rossi, and today I'm going to be talking about my FASD diagnosis and why I think it's so important to get FASD. Increase understanding.
Hi, I'm Bill Esterson. I'm the Member of Parliament for Sefton Central. I'm also the father of 2 adopted children, both of whom have FASD.
Hi, my name's Rossi, and I'm going to be talking about my FASD diagnosis and why I think it's so important for I cannot speak.
Hello, I'm Carolyn Blackburn, and I'm a researcher in education. I currently work in a university, but in the past I've done research into the educational needs of children and young people with FASD.
I'm going to be talking about my FASD diagnosis and why I think it's so important to let people understand about the challenges that people with FASD face and bring more understanding.
I know from their experience just how difficult school can be, just how difficult it is that most staff in schools, most other children and most parents and carers don't understand the damage that alcohol during pregnancy can do to children after they're born.
There are a lot of things that are hard with FASD that people don't ever think about. There are challenges in socialisation and understanding social cues. I've struggled with it my entire life.
It's important because preparing them to have healthy relationships and healthy pregnancies is a key part of their education. And because if they do have a child that's prenatally exposed to alcohol, that's a commitment to a lifelong disability, to supporting a child and young person with a disability, potentially, throughout that child or young person's whole life. And that can be devastating for any young person.
So that message has to be clear: no alcohol at all if you are planning to conceive or if you are pregnant. And we need men to be supporting that message, not just leaving it to women and girls either.
It's also really important that teachers, teaching assistants and the people that support them in schools are made aware of both the strengths and challenges that people with FASD face in the classroom and other social settings, because we know that teachers have the possibility of exerting a profound influence.
We need much better support, don't we? Much better understanding of the challenges that having brain damage from alcohol before you were born does to you, the effect it has on your behaviour, the effect it has on the way that you experience the world.
And I know a lot of people think, oh, that's just, that person being a loner or, not liking to socialise, but it's actually the fact that some of us just don't understand how to.
And one of the things I do as chair of the all-party parliamentary group is advocate for children and carers and families in Parliament with lawmakers, with the government, so that there is greater support. Because so far it hasn't been good enough. We found this as a family, it was really hard for us to get support. And only now, more than 10 years after we adopted, have we finally started to get that support.
Given the right kind of support, a young person with FASD can achieve all sorts of things.
I'm really lucky to have a support network that helps me understand and learn, but some people aren't as lucky, and I think it's important to bring awareness to that and get FASD out there and bring awareness to the fact that people struggle with this disability and that it can be prevented.
So my message to everybody watching this is make sure everyone understands the dangers so it doesn't happen in the first place.
This film is a unique and really great opportunity for teachers, teaching assistants and schools to include prenatal exposure to alcohol awareness and FASD awareness into the curriculum.
Okay, that's a good.
Just like to say thank you so much to Rossi, to Bill and Carolyn for that brilliant piece there. Okay, so now we're going to share with you the first of 4 extracts from the film, and straight after the first one you'll meet Sarah, our writer.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear sir. Happy birthday to you.
I thought I'd escaped without anyone knowing.
No, nothing gets past us, sir.
You're getting well old now, aren't you, sir?
Thanks for the reminder,
I
Lily.
mean, I can't even imagine being like that.
That is so far in like the distant future.
Believe it or not, one day, not too far away, you'll be free of school and all this will be a distant memory, rotting away in the depths of your brain. I know it's not a word that features much in your vocabulary, but it wouldn't hurt you a lot to think a bit more about the future.
Oh, sir, you've ruined it now. Listen, have a good night.
Don't forget about the personal assignment,
What personal assignment?
the letter from your 35-year-old self. You know, Lily, writing to yourself, but from the future.
Ah, yeah, that one. See you later, sir. Amber, what personal assignment are you talking about? I'm not surprised. You didn't pay attention. Can you just send me yours, please? I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Love you. What do you think it'll be like when 35?
Literally can't think of anything worse.
It's not that old.
My dad was completely grey by the time he was 30.
I've never thought about being older. That everything I do now affects this other me who doesn't exist yet. Does that make sense?
Amber, shut up, will you? You've not thought about it before because you're 16. You should be thinking about today, tomorrow, the weekend maybe, but definitely not 20 years from now.
Yeah, but Cersei.
Yeah, well, I don't want my 35-year-old self to be constantly looking over my shoulder. Want to enjoy being young? See ya. See ya.
Everyone keeps saying I should think about the future when all I want to feel is right now. Everyone keeps telling me to think about the future, but I don't know how. I want to live in the moment. I want to live for today. Worry about all the stuff the future holds. Another day.
Tea's ready. Amber?
Everyone
need to be
keeps
thinking
saying
about
I
college
should think about 20 years from now.
I can help you with a revision timetable if you
I
like.
don't even think beyond
Colour
today.
coordinated.
Everyone keeps telling me to consider my tomorrow.
This is such an important moment. Your whole future could
But
depend
I
on the
need
next
to
few
do
months.
things my own way. Oh, I want to live in the moment. I want to live for today. I'll worry about all the stuff the future holds. Another day. I don't give a lot of thought to the woman I might be one day. Why would I consider it when it feels a million miles away?
House party at my dad's for my birthday.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Mum said no, but I've guilted Dad into it because he's going to be away.
It's going to be away.
Yeah, house to ourselves.
Sounds like it could be messy.
But I mean, you have to be careful who knows about it.
Yeah, cool.
So 1.5 my year turning up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an exclusive invite only.
Tom's staying with us now anyway, so he'll sort out any problems.
Why? Is he a bit of a meathead?
No, oh my God, no. He's just amazing in a crisis. He's all round brilliant, actually. You're gonna love him.
How long is he staying with your dad?
I don't know. I don't get consulted. All I know is he's been offered a place in this university summer programme thing because he's a super brain. And his mum's working abroad for 6 months, so he's here.
Yeah, but more importantly, what's the dress code?
Right. I'm looking forward to hearing these letters from your 35-year-old selves.
35, that's so old.
Not from where I'm standing.
Sir, honestly, that's 20 years. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 20 years.
You don't even know what you're doing at the weekend.
You see, it flashes by in no time, without rhyme or reason. Season by season, the years pass you by. And suddenly you're 20, you've still got plenty to learn. You think back to school and wish you hadn't fooled around quite as much as you did. You miss being a kid. Blink again and you're 30, and the dreams you had dirty with the dust and the grime of life, of time running past. It's all moving so fast and sometimes you wish it would pause. Take a bow and enjoy some applause for the things you've achieved up till now. Stop.
Stop, stop.
Take a breath, because you're hurtling so fast, getting closer and closer to death. If you're lucky, you do something you love, and you love with a wide open heart. You might have been hurt, but you're certain to know how to feel what is real. In a life full of working and laughter and friendship and longing and lust, hopefully you're still able to trust. Take out your dreams and brush off the dust.
All right, come on. Who wants to share? Come on, don't be shy. All right, let's have Lily.
Well done, girlfriend, you done good.
So good, so good.
Even though no one thought you could.
She beat them all against the odds.
Aced your exams, everyone.
Across the board, so many nines.
Nailed a good job, had lots of fun.
Maybe too much fun, I don't know.
Got your own house, a hot guy and a cat. I mean, I couldn't be happier about that. He's tall with dark hair with golden flecks. He cooks a mean roast and he's amazing.
Yes, thanks, Lily.
Don't blame me, sir. Take on my 35-year-old self.
Amber?
Mine's a bit rubbish.
What do you imagine might be the life in the space between you and me? Exams in college and university. Studied English or maybe psychology. I've got a flash car, it's pretty nice. I've had my heart trampled on once or twice. Got a great job and I've got my own space. I like being with friends and sometimes my own space.
That's good, Amber. Let's have Millie.
Dear Millie, you'll be really happy to know that I'm in space right now. I'm on my way to Mars after my stop.
Try to believe in all you can be. Remember each day you live. You are shaping me. You'll make some mistakes, have some regrets. But the heart can mend and the head forgets. The things that don't work out don't have to define you. As long as you learn and move on, they'll refine you. Do some revision and tidy your room a bit more. And don't be frightened of what's in store. You'll be okay. Make me proud. I'm depending on you.
Lots of love, 35-year-old Millie.
That's good, Millie. Leo, let's hear yours.
Leo, my boy. Oh my God. Have I got some hot piping tea for you?
You're gonna love it in the future. Actually, pretty much everyone is gay now. The world has finally realised it's the only way forward, and I mean it's pretty awkward for the straight kids having to come out and everything, but c'est la vie. Oh, and the other thing you need to know is that you know you got like blood running through your veins. Well, let me explain. You see that when you're now 70%. Wait for it. Vodka.
All right, thanks everyone. Well done. The rest of you tomorrow.
I hadn't actually ever considered that there is going to be an older me. Do you know what I mean?
Why would you? That's because your world is so immediate. It's hard to think about consequences, to imagine that your actions will affect the older you and other people.
See you in history.
Hi, I'm Sarah and I'm the writer on Birthday, and I'm going to talk you through the process that we went through in order to generate the story, the characters, and why we made the specific choices that we did. So obviously you've just watched the first 10 minutes of the film, and you might notice that there is no mention whatsoever of FASD or AEP, and there's a really specific reason for that, which I'll come to sort of later on. I want to go back to the beginning of the process first, really. So we always start our process by meeting with the commissioning team and really trying to get underneath the skin of what it is that they're trying to communicate. What is the message? Then we can think about the best way that we could possibly get that message across. So our initial conversations were about, do we want to raise awareness? Are we hoping to change behaviour? What specifically is it that we want this piece of work to achieve? So I then go away and come up with 3 different ideas. So this part is the sort of pitching process. And I came back to the commissioning team and said, well, here are 3 ideas that we've come up with. They're each slightly different in terms of form, and they're each slightly different in terms of style. So I think one of them, the idea was that it would be quite an immersive experience with a platform in the middle of a school hall and all of the action going on around. And we decided that schools might find that quite challenging. We quite liked some of the ideas in it. Anyway, we settled on the idea of this story that was really quite a real story about a young girl approaching the end of her sort of school experience before going off to college. And actually, interestingly enough, the commissioning team really liked the idea of the sort of musical content. So that came very much from them. And then some of those choices around the characters, I always feel that it's really, really important that the central character, when work is for a young audience, it's really important that the central character is somebody that most people in the audience can relate to, or at least is a character that you don't hate and think is making bad choices that you wouldn't make. For me, it's really important that the characters are relatable and that the audience all feel like, well, that is a fairly typical young person. Those people that she's friends with could be my friends. I quite like them. They're doing typical things that young people do. We've found in the past with work that we've done that tends to resonate quite well with young people. So creating Amber was relatively easy. Here's a girl she's got lovely friends. She's going through the usual generational sort of problems with mum and dad, but nothing major, relatively happy, stable home life. She's got these great friends. She's got, some good teachers, and she's in that time of her life where she's approaching her GCSEs. There's quite a lot of pressure, and she's suddenly starting to think about the future. And really, the story, we sort of advised the commissioning team that we felt, let's hide the message a little bit. Let's not go straight in there and sort of hit young people with all this terminology, FASD, AEP, those kind of terms that, yes, we definitely want the young people to understand those. But most importantly, if we give them a really good story with emotional impact and with characters that they relate to, they're going to care about it. And for us, that's always been the thing that's worked very well in the past. If you can make them care, then you can unpick some of the issues afterwards, and that can, we believe, lead to behaviour change. So that was sort of the key thing for us. So actually, you may notice that you never hear FASD or AEP mentioned in the piece. What you do hopefully get is the issues slowly coming through, so that young people don't think, oh, here we go, here's the message, this is the bit where we're being taught something. Actually, they just get a really good story about a group of friends that hopefully they relate to and care about. And by the end, they completely understand what it is that we've been trying to say, but without feeling patronised, without feeling like this is a lesson, hopefully feeling like it's been an entertaining hour of their life that they've spent watching this film. Right, so we're going to look at the next 10 minutes of the film. So we're literally going to pick up exactly where we've left off, with Amber thinking about consequences and the future.
Everyone keeps saying I should think about the future when all I want to feel is right now. Everyone keeps telling me to think about the future, but I don't know how. I want to live in the moment. I want to live for today. Worry about all the stuff the future holds another day.
To see then, I can tell you this is also British. It's a classic red Jaguar. What do you reckon? How much?
Amber, can we talk to you before you go?
How long is it going to take?
Come and sit down for a minute.
I'm supposed to be there at 7.
Won't take long.
Have I done something wrong?
Not yet.
He's joking. That was a joke.
Okay, what?
So, Lily's party.
We're guessing there's going to be some drinking.
Maybe a little.
Just to remind you, you are underage.
I know, but everyone does it.
Yeah, well, you're not everyone.
I'm not going to do anything stupid.
I mean, the odd one, a cider, a beer, maybe, but no spirits and don't mix your drinks.
And drink plenty of water.
And are you eating? Because drinking on an empty stomach is never a good idea.
It could be disastrous. Ruin the party.
I'm not going to get drunk and spoil Lily's birthday, okay?
Good.
We're not trying to be the fun police or anything.
We were young once, you know.
Sometimes I do wonder.
Very funny. You know I'm staying over, right? I'll ring him in the morning. Have a nice night. Her dad is going to be there, isn't he?
What do you mean?
No, it just looked weird.
You're so
Amber, Leo, this is Tom.
Oh, finally we get to meet you. I thought she made you up.
No, real honestly.
Hi. Oh, you're not what I expected.
Okay, well, what did you expect?
I honestly don't know. I think I thought you'd be wider.
Wider?
You know, broader. It's just Lily said if there was any trouble at the party, you'd, you know, sort it out. So I was imagining, I don't know, like a bouncer, maybe tattoos and these big shoulders.
You're giving me a lot of thought.
No, not really. It's just Lily said, so I just... I mean, I'm not saying you haven't got big shoulders and you might have tattoos somewhere under your clothes. I mean, not that I would know.
I'd stop talking now. Honestly, stop, because if you carry on, I'm just going to go and you will ruin what could be a really beautiful friendship.
If you are going to go, could you bring me back a beer, please?
Go on.
Go on then.
Thanks.
He's so nice.
I know, but don't, you know.
What?
Fall for him.
What? Oh my god, no, I wouldn't. I mean, he's not really my... And I've just made myself look like a right weirdo.
Good, because, you know, I mean, I've known him since we were little, so...
I mean, I'm sure we have absolutely nothing in common.
Here you go.
Thanks. I'm gonna get a pizza. What do you want?
Not bothered.
No pineapple. Why would anyone do that?
I know, right?
I wouldn't say I hate pineapple completely,
Me neither.
but hot pineapple is not pineapple.
Agreed. Do you like cheese?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I happily haven't stopped in the crust too.
Good shout.
Anchovies?
No. And I can't stand green peppers.
Me too.
This is weird. Okay, what's your absolute favourite food?
Right, don't judge me, okay? But you gotta love a Lunchable.
Yeah, they remind me of being about 10. The only problem with a Lunchable is that you always have leftover ham.
Always. Why is that?
I literally have no idea.
I better go tell her about the pineapple.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so just so you know, I didn't say it in my first letter, but since then I've thought better. I didn't mention you married the love of your life. Against all your expectation, you're somebody's wife. And he adores you with all of his heart. From the moment you met, right from the start, Tom was the one it was meant to be. And we lived together so happily. Thank you for meeting him at Lily's that night. You might not be perfect, but you got this one right.
It's so cool, like, your mum just letting you live here.
Only because she wants me to be a doctor, innit?
Nothing's broken, so I call that a success.
I'm gonna get an Uber.
No, stay. You can come in with us, can't you, Amber?
I promise I won't try anything.
Amber, you can have my bed if you want.
I bet she can. We'll have none of that. Thank you.
I mean, I'll sleep down here on the sofa.
You can't do that, we'll be fine.
I don't mind, honestly.
Does anybody want a brew?
Yeah, go on then.
Night.
Night.
All set for your exams?
I think so, just cramming in some last minute revision.
You'll be fine.
I'm finding it hard to concentrate.
Not because of us, sir.
Sir? Maybe you need to take a break.
I don't want to let down 35-year-old me.
That was just an exercise to help you think about consequences a bit.
Well, now I can't stop thinking about what my 35-year-old self will be like.
Mine's smashing it. She's going to retire at 40.
Yeah, mine's an award-winning international dog groomer. Boom. Job done.
Your older selves are nothing without you. Remember that. Good luck in the exam.
Thanks, sir.
You must now follow the regulations of the examination.
Only material listed on the question paper is allowed in the examination room.
You must put up your hand to attract the invigilator's attention.
If you have any unauthorised items in your possession, you must hand those in to the invigilator now.
Failure to do so may lead to disqualification.
When books are allowed, check that no notes or papers have accidentally been left inside.
You must clearly write in black ink.
That's it. Time's up.
It's only a little something.
They say romance is dead. Enjoy.
Right, what do you want to do? We could get something to eat. Are you hungry?
What do you like?
I'm asking what do you want to do?
But I don't mind. As long as
What?
it's somewhere we can talk. I still don't know everything about you. I want to know everything.
Like what?
Everything. Right. Start when you were born.
When I was born.
Yeah. I bet you were a really cute baby.
I was. The cutest.
Oh.
What?
Nothing. I'm glad we met.
We look good together, don't we?
Yeah. Which actually reminds me, do you want to come to prom?
Do you not want to just spend prom with your mates?
I'd rather be with you.
I don't think Lily will want me there. She's having an after party though, and I'll be there, so...
Well, I'm staying over, so we could spend all night together. I'm Madeline Edmondson, and I play Amber in the film.
Hi, my name is David Carpenter, and I play Tom in Birthday.
My name's Jabus and I played Leo.
I'm Aisha May Brun and I played Lily.
So the film sort of follows Amber's life as she sort of steers her way through leaving school, meeting people and exploring sex and alcohol.
And how those two things can coincide and could be a very positive thing but also could be a really negative thing.
You know, all these new experiences that teenagers are just sort of not pushed into, but you know, kind of, because you know, in school, you know, drinking culture, there's a growth in that, and relationships as well.
And kind of, she has a pregnancy scare, so she's just kind of like trying to go through that, see how it's going to affect her future and what that means for her, really.
For me, I didn't know much about the topic or the themes that it dealt with, so it was a lot of research, and we had many discussions before filming and during filming about what each scene was about and how we were going to go about doing these scenes in a respectful way so that young people didn't feel targeted. And as a teenager myself, I just sort of wanted to make sure that it didn't put anyone off and that they didn't just shut down when seeing it. So lots of discussions.
I knew that it was bad to drink while pregnant, but I never knew any sort of terminology that goes with it. So yeah, the educating part is the most important thing, I think.
I didn't know any of like the actual terms or any of the effects. I just knew when you're pregnant you don't drink. Didn't really know any reasons why. It's just when you're pregnant you don't drink, don't do anything, just good. But I didn't really know why, and I thought, oh, you could have a cheeky drink. It wouldn't really affect it too much, but...
What I think really rang true for us was the story and the truth, because it was so important that we told it. So it was really important that we were educated on the subject, on FASD and FAS, and the sort of everything that comes along with that, to tell it truthfully and really educate ourselves so we could educate others as well.
I think it'll go down well. I know that in schools we watch videos and films, and especially one like this, it opens up so many discussions and debates that young people can have with their peers, because it's such an unknown topic, especially to people my age. All these questions come about, and I think the film is a good way of opening that up and opening up discussions and allowing people to know who they can go to if they need help and sort of the effects that they maybe didn't know about.
So I feel like, especially for young teenagers that are in high school, in college, it's like the prime time to be learning about stuff like this, because some people, if they do get pregnant, they are going to carry on the pregnancy and not abort it or other things that could happen. So I feel like in schools it's probably something that's going to be really important, that will probably stick with a lot of young girls as well, especially young boys, because it talks about how they're going to react and their part to play in it as well. Because it's not just pregnancy to one side, it's just the girl, everything on the girl. The boy can run away, like they have to have an input as well, which I think is quite important.
I know when I was at school, the last thing I wanted to hear was, I'll watch a film or have people come into the school and just preach to us about a subject. It just makes it so much more relatable. It seems like it could be about a young person, it could be about yourself when you watch it, and there's so many different people that you can identify with, whether that's directly in Amber's position or one of her friends. You know, it might never directly happen to you, but you might see something in Leo or in Lily that you know you can do something to help somebody else. So I think it's more relatable, it's so much easier to digest.
The pressure that you feel when leaving school and with every decision that you make, it feels really important, and I think Amber definitely struggles with perspective with some of the things, some of the bigger problems she doesn't want to deal with, and I think I've definitely struggled with that in the past.
I think the school tour was really interesting because we saw immediately the reaction. We know that we'd just been in a hall with 200 plus young people and they had just learned something.
Yeah, I was told that it was okay to drink. Maybe not loads, but that it was okay, you know, if you had a glass of wine when you went out.
that was fine. So I didn't think until I did the project how much of a big effect it does have, and I think a lot of people don't realise that it's not just don't do it, no reason why. Like if people knew the reasons, they probably wouldn't do it as much or have the cheeky drink and think, oh, it won't make a big difference.
Never. My mum always said, you know, you can never drink because it can be damaging towards a child, but we never knew anything about FASD.
You know, if anybody takes anything away from the film, it's that no alcohol if you're trying to conceive or if you are pregnant. I think that's the most important thing.
You know, I'm glad that I have this knowledge, and talking to my friends about it, most of them didn't have a clue, so I'm not alone, and it's so good that we're doing this project so that more people can find out about it.
If someone ends up in this position, they're like, oh wait, this is what I remember watching this. Like, I really don't think I should be doing it. Like, I know me personally, I'm more aware of things I should be doing and know that in a couple of years, if I do decide to have a child, I kind of know the effects of that. Like, I was even speaking to my mum about it, and I was like, do you know why you shouldn't drink when you're pregnant? She was like, what, why? I don't really know why. And my mum's like 39 and she didn't know. And I feel like, I hope it kind of sticks, even if it's just one person who's more aware of it. Like, if they can help save their child when it comes older so it doesn't have the extra struggles that you might not need, it's just a lot easier. So hopefully someone will take that away with them.
After university, we could move away.
Get a house, maybe get a dog.
Can you imagine us married?
Yeah.
You reckon we'll have kids?
We've been invited to a party on Friday. You know Ryan?
Yeah. Look, I was hoping we could go out for food on Friday.
We could do that Saturday, if my parents aren't freaking out about not seeing me. I mean, they've had pretty much 16 years of me to themselves.
I'd rather go Friday.
We could do both.
I don't fancy going to Ryan's.
Why not?
Just getting a bit bored of going to parties and just drinking lots, and I don't know, it's not really me.
I only drink on the weekends.
I know, but I just think bad stuff happens, people mess things up, and it costs a fortune. Look, I'm not trying to pressure you. Honestly, if you want to go, I really don't mind. I could take a shift at work and we could go out Saturday. I don't want you to not see your mates. I just don't fancy it. Sorry.
It's fine, I get it. You'll be at Lily's though, won't you? When we get our results?
Of course. Gotta get to work. Speak to you later.
Good luck. How did you do?
I haven't... I mean, the exams feel like ages ago.
Don't you want to know? Whatever happens, it's not the end of the world. There are always choices. Wow. Well done, Amber. All the hard work paid off.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
But my 35-year-old self is feeling pretty made up with me right now.
She's probably too busy with a hot guy to care.
Of course she is. Look, my dad's outside, so I've got to go, but I'll see you tonight. I've got wine, lots and lots of wine. You didn't hear that, sir?
I'm not your teacher anymore. Be careful though, girls. I mean it. Look after yourselves. You've got brilliant, amazing futures ahead of you. Don't let anything stand in the way of them.
See you later, sir.
Leo,
see you, sir.
Yeah, see you later, yeah.
Leo, wait.
Just
come on, it can't have been that bad. Everyone keeps saying I should think about the future, and all I want to feel is right now. Everyone keeps telling me to think about the future, but I don't know how. I want to live in the moment. I want to live for today.
What are you doing out here? Everyone's leaving.
Where's Tom? He said he would be here.
Maybe he thought he'd leave us to celebrate.
He isn't answering his phone. I've texted him like a million times. What if something's happened?
Nothing's happened.
He might be with someone else.
Amber, shut up.
No, he might be. The other day we had this row.
You're drunk.
I know.
But I like him. He needs some water.
No, I need wine. We're celebrating.
We won't be celebrating for long if you carry on like this.
Where is he? I don't think he loves me anymore.
You're just being stupid now.
Tom, where are you? You said you would be here. Can you ring me back, please, as soon as you get this? Or, even better, just come home.
It'll be fine.
No, he's angry with me.
Why would he be? I know he's a bit worried about you drinking, but...
Did he say that? I'm just enjoying myself.
I know, but you're enjoying yourself quite a bit and he's not really big on all this stuff.
But I like wine.
You know you don't really, do you?
No, but I like how it makes me feel.
I don't think you're gonna like how it make you feel if you drink any more.
Another great extract there from the birthday film. I'm Sophie and I'm the Relationship Officer for Oldham Theatre Workshop, and I'm just going to share with you some information on how you can access the full version of Birthday as well as some helpful resources as well. So you're going to start off by visiting our webpage, which is www.oldhamtheatreworkshop.co.uk/birthday-access, and that web address will hopefully be running across the screen now, but we've also got a clickable version of that address a little further down the live stream. Once you're on that web page, it'll ask you for your contact details, so that'll be the name of your organisation or your school, as well as an email address. And once you've submitted that, you'll receive an automated email from Oldham Theatre Workshop with a link to the birthday film web page, which you can click on. That'll take you to the web page where you'll find the full version of the film, as well as some lesson plans and some useful links as well. We're asking everybody just to scroll through the web page and have a little look at the lesson plans before they watch the film, because there's some useful bits and bobs that you can do before the film, and of course some activities for after. The learning resources are all downloadable as well, so that's obviously for you to choose to use. Perhaps if you need to print anything off for your lesson, that's absolutely fine as well. Just to let you know that obviously your contact details will only be used by Oldham Theatre Workshop to monitor who's accessing the film, and we're just asking everybody that they don't share the link to the birthday film page. If there is anybody that you think might be interested in the project, that you share the link to the contact form. That way we can have a more accurate number of who's accessing the film and benefiting from it as well. Once you've watched the film, we may contact you with a feedback form. It'd be really helpful if you could complete that for us, because it just helps us make any changes to the web page, and the web page will constantly be developing as well. We'll probably add the live stream from today to that web page as well. I think that's everything. I think we're coming towards the end now of our session, and I think we're going to finish off by sharing our final extract of the film, so enjoy.
Did you not get my messages? I rang you like 1,000 times.
Will you let me get a word in? You haven't let me explain.
What's to explain? You said you were coming. I was waiting for you. I wanted to see you.
I'm just sick of parties. Drinking.
Well, I like drinking.
Yeah, well, I don't like myself when I'm drunk. I just don't want to do something stupid and make the biggest mistake of my life.
Is that what I am?
No, but you know what I mean. We're not always careful.
It's a bit too late to be all, I don't want to make mistakes. You weren't complaining after prom. You weren't exactly pushing me away then.
I know, and I told you I regretted that. Not the sex, but the way it happened, being drunk. I don't want us ruining our lives by making a terrible mistake.
might be too late for that.
What?
Maybe. I haven't done a test.
When?
I don't know. I'm about 4 weeks late, but I have been really stressed out worrying about it. I don't feel like I am.
Why didn't you tell me?
It's not exactly easy to say.
Do you want me to go and get you a test?
No.
Amber, come on. There might be another life to consider now and you've still been out partying. How long have you suspected?
A few weeks.
Why didn't you say? You've been drinking.
Not much. I've cut down a lot in case. Anyway, I'm probably not.
But you might be. And you shouldn't be drinking anything if you might be pregnant.
You can have a few glasses of wine.
No, you can't.
Everyone does.
Yeah, if they don't know the risk.
Why are you having a go at me? I've been dealing with this all on my own.
I'm not. We need to deal with this together, okay?
Anyway, I was drinking the night it happened and you weren't bothered about it then.
I'm not blaming you. It's just we've done about it in biology. Everything you drink goes straight through the placenta.
I'm probably not even pregnant.
Oh, right. Well, that's okay then.
I can't believe you're being like this.
Like what? How am I supposed to feel? You're the one who kept it a secret.
It's not happening to you.
Yeah. Do a test, Amber.
Ellie is 19. An adult. Older than you are now. As she grew up, the gap between her and other children has got wider and wider. Something in her brain is different.
I didn't notice anything straight away. It's like things slowly came into view.
We face lots of challenges together every day. I can't pretend it's been easy. Sometimes when we were out, other people would look at us. They were judging us.
I know they were. They thought she was just naughty, that I was a terrible mom. But her brain was wired a little differently to ours.
It was damaged a long time ago, before you even believed she existed.
You alright, love?
Yeah.
What do you fancy for tea?
I'm not very hungry.
It's just us. Dad's going to be late home from work, so we could get a takeaway. You sure you're okay? Have you had a row with Tom?
No, I'm alright, Mum. Just tired.
Chinese?
Go on then.
Are you going out later?
No, not tonight. I want to have a look at the college courses. I've got to enrol next week.
I can help if you like.
Thanks, Mum.
Well, I'm here if you need me.
I'm alright.
You can talk to me, you know.
I know.
It's so hard being young nowadays. I watched this documentary and this poor girl got herself pregnant and...
I'm sure there was someone else involved.
Well, you know what I mean. Can you imagine? She was just a kid herself and she's throwing her whole life away.
A bit dramatic, Mum.
It's a lifelong commitment having a child. From the moment they're born, your whole world is turned upside down. You're a different you, forced to grow up. You can't just think about yourself anymore. There's a whole other person depending on you. It's a wonderful thing being a parent, but it's also really hard.
All right, so we are almost there, almost at the end of our launch. A couple of things to just remind you of before you go. Please do share your thoughts and feelings about today. Our Twitter addresses should be popping up on the screen now. And please spread the word. Please tell as many people as you can about the film, about the resources that are available. It'd be great if more and more people are able to access this and more young people are able to benefit from the film and the learning resources that we've got on the site. Thanks very much for everyone who's participated today in presenting and who's taken part in the work over the last few years. And a special thank you to all of you for giving up your time to join us today. Goodbye for now.